God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hoorah.
Thank you, everyone. Okay. Any disclosures, any of that? Anybody?
John Moran,
Aye.
okay, and Chair Feltner. Okay, and Chair Feltner.
Aye, and we'll consider that for aye, and we'll consider that for a roll call too, okay? Sorry about that. Roll call too, okay? Sorry about that, by the way. All right. Welcome, Julie. All right. Now we have, by the way. All right. Welcome, Julie. All right. Now we have minutes to approve for January 28th.
But just a note on TDT came in December, was down a little bit. Don't have a lot in the data to, give a firm explanation. We were about 5% off.
Real quick, questions for Peter on that? Any comments? Anybody on that specifically? All right, go ahead.
So then for our subcommittees, the two subcommittees that will be meeting this year are marketing and beach. Tom Hermanson will be chair again of marketing, and Julie Braga will be chair again of beach. Let me ask first, before I ask for new members, are there any changes to existing members that the TDC would like to make? And Sean is with, it's not McBride anymore. Do you know his company name? Used to be
Cowbell.
Cowbell, thank you.
More cowbell.
More. So, Mr. Chair, there just needs to be a vote for approval for Sean Williams to be the beach representative for Mr. Moran.
Okay, sir, that's your motion for Sean Williams?
Yes.
Okay, we have a second?
Second.
All right, okay, so we have a motion by John Moran. We have a second by Mayor Medina. We'll call the roll on Mr. Sean Williams.
Julie Braga,
Aye.
Mayor Connors,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hermanson,
Yes.
Larry John,
Yes.
Mayor Medina,
Aye.
John Moran,
Aye.
Chair Feltner.
Yes. We'll show him approved. Thank you.
And recommend projects that the TDC and the Board of County Commissioners would then be the final approval for those. So that's really on page 2, the only material changes. On page 3, again, just some language cleanup there. Deborah, who's here today, Deborah Webster, will be the liaison for any questions that might come in this year. As you recall, last month we voted not to have a grant program for the next fiscal, but we often get questions from people about it, so she'll be the point person on that. She assisted with the guidelines, so she's very familiar with those. Under section 4 on page 3, and it goes over to section 4 on page 3 and 4, we just, at this point, we don't have any dates since we don't have an actual program, so we're just kind of cross those out for now. Also on page 4, again, nothing significant, just sort of some verbiage changes there, so nothing major on that page. Moving to page 5, there was something under the funding requirements that actually that's in red. That's actually my changes. We had some conversation about matching funds versus funds. There's no requirement to bring in a third-party matching funds, although having some kind of funds to match our funds is obviously looked at positively when you get into the scoring of these grants. So I just changed some language where basically it was just very specific as to what we needed, some sort of detailed or verifiable documentation that would be required to show what kind of funding you would have. So if you were an organization and you had some funding in your bank account, then you'd need to show us that to show us that there is funding available. Or if you were going to, let's say, get a grant from a third party, you'd have to show us that kind of documentation. So that was just the intent there in that paragraph. After that, post-design construction costs, and then labor that's directly related to the construction. So that was that was the thought there, that it would only be costs related to construction directly, not any sort of, things like architectural or engineering or anything in the design side. So that language is in there now. And then there was some additional language about if the TDC might require additional documentations of expenditures prior to issuing any reimbursement. Failure to provide adequate documentation might result in a reduction. Obviously, the project hasn't started yet, so they haven't gotten a dime of it, but they've been able to leverage that 15 million for various different kinds of, government, private grants, all of those types of things. So there still would be able to leverage the fact that we've committed dollars to the project, but they wouldn't be able to use our money first. So in the case of the aquarium, it's a little different because it's a 10-year project, so they're going to get paid every year, and that project will actually be completed before we complete reimbursement. So it's a little different animal, but this going forward, if it's a project that
Just disregard the policy, which does happen.
They could do that. I feel like with some of the recent events, that the board is looking for something like this.
Good. I like it.
I think so. I think we're all looking for that too,
Yeah.
right? Are there any questions on what Peter's drafted here, on the county attorney? Any comments?
I think it all looks really good. I think you guys, took our input and did a good job of laying this out. As I read the line strike through, I think it hit on all the points that we were trying to make and trying to clean up going forward.
Well,
Good.
I had considered that we sort of go page by page and ask questions and what have you. We've been through a few pages there, so how about that? Is there anything in the first 4 pages or so that Peter's gone through so far? No? All right, we'll
Okay.
keep going.
Keep rolling.
I think that was an important point, though,
Yeah,
okay?
it was, yeah, and
All right.
there's another one where I'll pause on it
All right.
as well,
All
because
right.
there was some discussion, but the next section is, just goes into the detail of eligible use of funds, so it sort of pays off that previous paragraph where it actually just line item by line item details what is allowed. So the first one at the bottom of page 6, post-design construction costs, and then building materials, labor that are directly related to the construction and permanent fixtures. So that's pretty much it, that whole section. We, kind of going back to the input that we got, let's take out some of these other things and put them under non-allowable. And then further under non-allowable, we added a few items that we really, and then at the bottom, a good addition from the county attorney's office, grantee shall provide copies of all contracts, task orders, purchase orders, et cetera, with third parties on which the grantee is seeking reimbursement. That's really important because that was, again, something that we've had difficulty obtaining in the past. So this will clarify that is going to be required, or no reimbursement. Other than that, the next section is on submittal procedures. So again, pretty straightforward, just a change in the individual on our team. On the evaluation process, just some cleanup language. As part of the application process, applicants will be scheduled to give presentation about their proposed project to the Capital Facilities Committee and may be asked to present to the TDC at a regular meeting. So that just clarified that. Again, just some cleanup language on that page, nothing really major in that section. Moving to page 9 under 11, reporting requirements. This was something that obviously was very important to us, as again we saw had some concerns about past reports. that applicants shall provide at a minimum a biannual status report to the TDO staff, reporting on the progress of the award. Capital Facilities Project. Report must contain a list of tasks completed during the prior 6 months and overall select progress and photographs of progress. Beyond submitting status report on March 1st and September 1st, grantee may be asked for each line item per reimbursement request submission, copy of the signed contract with the vendor, including any scope of work, descriptions, and project / progress reports, copy of invoice, proof of payment, proof of item. Inaccurate reimbursement request may forfeit the awarded funding. So just trying to, be, again, crystal clear about what we expect and what's needed. A lot of just minor language things in the rest of this page. And then moving to page 12, sort of this also came from the CAO in terms of failure to complete. So I'm just going to read this because this is one that people may have some teeth into this, which is basically a clawback. And I think well stated by the CAO for that. I'll just pause there.
Yep. Are there questions on that section from the county attorney? No?
One question that did come up is the 12 months seem reasonable to everyone? And if there were, the other question that came up in our internal conversations was, what if there's an act of God, like, hurricane or something that delays the project, what would we do about that? And my general feeling is then they would have to come back. If it went longer than 12 months for some reason, they would have to come back to the board and ask again for reinstatement. But obviously any thoughts that the TDC might have.
Just real quick, the Board of County Commissioners is going to end up dealing with that at that point, right?
That was my thought, yeah.
And we've had a couple of things recently where I think you just have to be reasonable because of just the silliest things. Like one of them recently was we're putting sod down somewhere. Well, all the sod has died because of the hard freeze. And so while we had a hard date to go out there and resod an area, we're going to wait until we have actual green grass to put down. Now that's a really small thing, but I think reason will prevail. So, but ultimately that'll come back to the board, right?
It would.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that would trigger that, yes. And then other than that, the rest of it is really the terms and conditions, and there were not significant change, or really any changes other than just a couple of minor things here or there. And from a language perspective, through the remainder of the 19, 20 pages that are in there. So you can kind of page through it and you see there's just were a few, there was a correction, there was some spacing issues, but nothing more formatting kind of stuff, nothing language-wise. So that, Mr. Chair, is the staff and CEO recommendation. We'd look to the TDC to make a motion and vote on that.
Okay, any other questions for Peter on this?
Well, just outstanding job.
Okay. Any other comments? Is there a motion to approve the
So moved.
updated guidelines? Have a motion by Mayor Medina. Is there a second? Have a second by Mayor Connors. We'll call the roll.
Julie Braga,
Aye.
Mayor Connors,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hermanson,
Yes.
Larry John,
Yes.
Mayor Medina,
Aye.
John Moran,
Aye.
Chair Felton.
Yes, and we'll show that adopted. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. We have public comment.
Chair
John.
Feltner, I would just like to use this time to ask Julie Braga to confirm her vote on the approval of the minutes as a yes vote.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
If we have a quick 30 seconds, if it's okay, Mike McGarry from the Natural Resources Department is here. He has a new,
Here in this complex?
She's sitting with me in the annex down in Melbourne, and eventually, in the long run, I'll spend more of my time up here in Vieira and let her lead the beach program out of our Melbourne annex office.
Okay, very good. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, we have other public comment? Anybody? No? All right, let's go to board reports. Julie?
Nope, I have nothing to report. Oh, well, other than we're just very busy. Sorry, I couldn't be there in person.
I was going to say, how's your season? Good so far? Okay, okay.
Yes.
All right, Mayor Connors.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was actually at a groundbreaking this morning for a new hotel in Titusville, the True by Hilton. It'll be opening up here hopefully soon. And the same ownership group is actually looking at building another hotel across the street. Different kind of extended stay, as we do get a lot of government contractor types that running through our city. So that's very exciting. And then as I look at how we can do something to improve tourism in Titusville, I kind of really focused on our marina. As with our land lease with the state, it says we can have no commercialization in it. And that doesn't make sense to me for a marina. To get this pilot program off the ground, and so we're testing it in our Titusville Marina to see what kind of difference it makes. And currently, it is running. We're doing an official flip the switch next week. I believe it's March 4th.
Okay.
And so, if you didn't have an invitation about that, let me know, and I'll make sure you get that. And Dr. Fox from FIT is going to be validating any success or any failures or however it works out. But before we go bigger and try to treat more of the lagoon, we want to make sure we have a good sample. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out. Very good. Mr. Hermanson.
Nothing to report. It's good to be in season.
Larry.
No report.
Okay. Alex not here today. Mayor Medina.
Nothing to report.
Okay. John Moran.
We are finally getting to the point where we're going to be building an Olympic-sized swimming pool for the community.
Where's that going to be?
It's over in Palm Bay, next to one of our charter schools.
Okay.
So we'll be
Now, when you say Olympic size, I'm
at 50 meter,
ignorant.
50
Okay.
meter with a community, like a water park for the young guys. And we'll be open to the community weekends and when the school's not using it
Okay,
over the
very good.
summer.
Now, let me ask a silly thing, and I learned this recently. Is it going to be heated?
No. we don't have
Because
the money for that.
I got some calls on, I'm not school district, but schools, I guess they had some heating issues when the hard freeze came, and they were able to get it fixed and everything, but certainly people called and said the water was cold, so it's not something that you would think of. Yeah, well,
I go swimming every other day out in the ocean, so
in the ocean
yes.
with a wetsuit,
No,
not with a wetsuit.
bathing suit.
You're a better man than I am, sir, for
Is it
sure.
indoors?
What's that?
Indoor?
No, out in the ocean.
No, I'm saying your pool.
Oh, no, it's going to be outdoors. It'll be outdoors, and there'll be a weight room also in the area, and a service snack bar. So we're going to really make it a real community area, but also a really neat place to.
And when it's open to the public, is it, you sell like a membership for the
We have
first
memberships.
season, or?
We have memberships now. We'll get selling memberships, but otherwise it'll be open to the public. Maybe another $1 or $2 to get in, but we'll keep it about the same as the other pools are paying. It's going to be fun for the community.
Okay.
If the Sports Commission had an interest in bringing maybe some teams from up north to come utilize the pool, would you guys be
Yeah,
open?
we're open. Oh, yeah, we're open, yep.
Okay.
For all the other schools in the area to use for practice, swimming. We're going to open up to aerobic classes, the whole bit.
Okay,
Will
we'll
it be
reach out at some point.
Will it be available for the schools down in?
Absolutely, yes.
That
Yep,
area for,
yep.
okay.
We'll rent it out for, help pay for the expenses.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. But we have the local, we have our contractor that's been building our schools, donating the pool. So it's about $5 million.
Wow.
We donate,
That's great.
so.
Peter?
Just a couple of quick things. Last week, our team was in Charlotte. I attended as well. We did sales calls. We actually had several big travel agent trainings. We trained over 100 travel advisors. And then we also did some PR while I was up there. Winston Scott, who's astronaut and represents Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, and I were both on Positively Charlotte, which is a Fox station TV show. So we were on the TV there. I also did a podcast while I was up there with one of the meteorologists. So got some good publicity. We uplifted some of our media buy from the spring. We had billboards running all over town. In fact, I saw several of them while I was up there. So kind of a good effort to kind of reach into Charlotte. Charlotte's got direct service into Melbourne with American Airlines, and it was a good, it was a good opportunity for us to spend a few days in that market and kind of blitz them and remind them that we're a great destination as we go into the spring and summer. Also, upcoming in May is IPW. IPW is run by the United States Travel Association. It's a big show down in, they move it around from east to west coast, but this year it's in Fort Lauderdale, so we'll be attending. And that's another one where we meet with international travel, trade representatives from really all over the world, but we'll obviously focus on Europe, try to meet with some of the folks from Canada, Mexico, some of those other hot markets for us. And because of that, on your agenda, we made a change to the second marketing committee date. It's going to now be May 28th, so the IPW fell the week before, so we kind of just shifted it. So we'll have marketing committee March 18th, May 28th, and then August 18th, and then beach committee March 31st, July 15th, and August 11th. And we'll send out a notification to your, your representatives on those committees. I just wanted you to be aware. Thank you.
Okay. I always ask this question, so before we end, how's season?
It's good. Looks like it could be stronger than last year.
That's good. Gas is still relatively cheap, right? Makes it easier to drive here, fly here. Julie, how's your season?
It's good. We had a little bit slow start. January was a little bit rough, but February is making up for that, definitely. And March is looking strong, so we're optimistic. More optimistic than the last time I was at the TDC meeting.
Okay.
Hoping Artemis goes in April, which will give a bump there. So
I'm waiting for the punchline. Maybe a delay? Or two? Or three?
Well, it's when the delay comes.
Yeah.
You delay 6 days out,
Yeah.
you lose a lot of money in the hotel business. Empties out your hotel and you can't fill it, so.
Well, thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. We'll see you back here. What did we say, Peter, was the next one?
March 25th.
Fifth. March 25th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
The opinions expressed by any member of the public during any period of public comment do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the Board of County Commissioners of Brevard County, Florida, Space Coast Government Television, or the program sponsor, and are solely those of the presenter. The Board of County Commissioners of Brevard County, Florida, Space Coast Government Television, and the program sponsor hereby expressly disclaim any and all responsibility or liability for any defamatory or slanderous statements expressed by any member of the public during any such period.